Georgie and Mandy are getting their own spin-off, and it will impact how young Sheldon Season 7 story pans out. Just before the original The Big Bang Theory offshoot wraps up its run on CBS, a new series from the same universe is announced, with Montana Jordan and Emily Osment fronting the project as Georgie and Mandy. The couple recently welcomed their first child, baby Cece, and while the events leading to her birth were full of challenges for George and Mary's family, she has been a welcome addition to the clan. Now, the trio's story will continue with a fresh series that will focus on them. Young Sheldon's cancellation wasn't due to the lack of interest from the public. Season 6 posted show-high ratings, which made the initial announcement that the show was ending not only saddening but also baffling. That said, the writers insist that the spin-off adhered to the established The Big Bang Theory canon despite breaking it countless times over the years. Since Sheldon's time in Medford, Texas is coming to a close, they decided that his whole family's arc should also wrap up, although there are so many more stories about them that have yet to be tackled, including Georgie and Mandy's stint as parents. Georgie and Mandy is young Sheldon's best original plot. Young Sheldon executed Georgie and Mandy's story well. The original idea for young Sheldon was to expand on what's known about Sheldon's life. As an origin story, CBS set it years before he moved to California, during his last stretch of childhood in Texas. Naturally, that came with the introduction of his family, most of whom had previously been introduced in The Big Bang Theory. Over the years, however, young Sheldon shifted from its original premise to be a proper family comedy, and part of that transition was to increase the focus on Sheldon's family. For Georgie, that meant having a fling with Mandy, which turned into a serious relationship once they realized that they were unexpectedly pregnant. Georgie and Mandy's story is nothing groundbreaking, but its appeal is in the way young Sheldon executed it, especially because they weren't the priority characters when they first got together. The Big Bang Theory largely ignored Georgie, only appearing towards its end. Mandy, on the other hand, was totally disregarded. Because of this, young Sheldon had to craft their story without the guidance of the nerd-centric sitcom, which can be a good thing, since it allows the writers more wiggle room. Young Sheldon Season 7 doesn't have to focus on Georgie and Mandy. There's more time for Sheldon and Missy. Ian Armitage as Sheldon Cooper and Reagan Reverd as Missy Cooper in Young Sheldon S06. Before Georgie and Mandy's spin-off was announced, there was an expectation that they would be one of the big focuses during the prequel's final year. Young Sheldon Season 6 finale saw them finally get engaged after several back and forths, which means that aside from navigating their way as new parents, they would also have to plan for their wedding. There are even theories that the show will end with the pair's wedding, ensuring that it wraps up on a high note. Now that their story is confirmed to continue beyond Sheldon's time in Medford, there's no pressure on young Sheldon Season 7 to give them a proper ending. Instead, the Big Bang Theory prequel can devote that time to other characters whose futures are not confirmed yet. Young Sheldon has struggled to give Sheldon a compelling personal arc, and they can make up for that by pairing him up with Dr. Sturgis for a final time. Missy now has the opportunity to properly be redeemed and even have a brand new storyline that is less harrowing. Finally, young Sheldon Season 7 can bring back Paige to close her story. What The Big Bang Theory has revealed about Georgie and Mandy's future. Georgie's future with Mandy isn't that bright. Young Sheldon Georgie The Big Bang Theory. Because he debuted in The Big Bang Theory late, the nerd-centric sitcom had limited time with the eldest Cooper kid. That being said, both Young Sheldon and its parent series have revealed quite a bit about what the future lies for the character. For starters, he will eventually be a successful entrepreneur, founding Dr. Tire, the largest tire shop in Texas. Secondly, he will take over the family once George unexpectedly dies, causing a rift between him and Sheldon. In terms of his relationship, while it's highly likely that he and Mandy will ultimately tie the knot, their affair won't last long. Georgie would go on to have multiple wives, although it's unclear what happens to Mandy and Cece after the split. Whether the next Young Sheldon spin-off remedies that by retroactively revealing that they end up getting back together is uncertain, but it's the best-case ending for the couple.